out of control.
Everybody, Bo here. This episode of the Premise Podcast is the call-in radio show podcast. It's just like many radio shows that I'm sure you're familiar with. You have a host, and in this case his name is Rocko Paulson. You have a producer of the show who takes calls. Her name is Katie. She's like Roz on Frasier. And then you have people call in and they kind of drive the conversation that way. And anything can happen. Rocko is the first person to try this format on a podcast as far as any of us are aware. And our unpaid intern at the Premise Podcast, his name is Mooskosh. He did a lot of research on the subject and he did not find anything that suggests that someone else has tried this. So Rocko's kind of a trailblazer in that way. A few problems that come up with this podcast in particular is, unlike radio shows that can talk about relevant things because they're live, this podcast is published 2-3 weeks, sometimes a month and a half later than it airs. So they'll be talking about, how a celebrity is in the news and doing well, and, maybe they'll say some bad things about the celebrity, and by the time it comes out, the celebrity is dead. This is just an example of kind of the messes Rocko gets in. He's not the best guy. He's a deeply troubled man, but he is a great radio host. So this is the Call-In Radio Show podcast, brought to you by the Premise Podcast. Steven, I'm sure you're wondering, Steven isn't here again because he's still, he's employed. He has a job, unlike me. He is not unemployed, and so he's very busy right now. But I'm sure he'll return. I'm sure he'll return my calls at some point. But I'm sure he's just busy with everything. Anyways, here is the Call-In Radio Show podcast starring Rocko Paulson.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to our Call-In podcast. I'm Katie, and we're going to give it over to our host, Rocko Paulson. Rocko, how's it going?
Thank you, Katie. I'm glad you asked. It's been a very turbulent month for me. How are you, Katie?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, no turbulence over here. Mainly just, taking a shower every day and organizing tea collection and figuring out how long you can leave pizza in the fridge and still, enjoy it later.
How long is that?
I'm still going. It's been, 3 or 4 days at least. Hard to keep track.
The FDA says if you let pizza sit out for 2 to 3 hours, you should throw it away. If it's at room temp for 2 to 3 hours. Think how many parties you've been to where the pizza's been out 5, 6, 8 hours.
Yeah, I feel bad about it now. Good thing my fridge is just slightly above room temp,
We always have to preface this with that since this is a call-in radio show podcast, they don't get posted for 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's been confusing the listeners, but we're not changing our format for anybody. Right. Katie, today in history, the U.S. postal system was established. Have you ever gotten mail before? Have you ever gotten mail before?
Oh, yeah. Lots of mail.
Super. Katie, do you know who invented the postal system?
I feel like the answer to any of these questions is like Benjamin Franklin. Who invented donuts when America needed something sweet? Benjamin
Who invented
Franklin.
kites?
Yeah.
Who invented street sweeping? That one's true. Who invented the fire department?
Uh-huh.
Who invented lightning? They're all
Ben Franklin. Okay.
Well, I'm bored, so you know what that means is it's time for our first caller. Are the lines open? Do we have
Yeah,
callers?
Rocko, looks like we've got caller on line 1. It's Matt. We screen these calls. That's how I know.
Mr. Paulson, is that you?
What your name is Matt? You say?
Sure. Well, let's go with that.
Matt, tell us
Where
where
are you
you're
calling
from.
Matt?
I'd rather not say.
All right, Matt. Tell me what's on your mind.
Okay. Here's my question. What was the first animated character to awaken your sexual identity? Personally, I'd like to point to Lola Bunny or Shigo or Kim Possible herself.
You know, I this is something that I think about a lot. And when I ask people this question, they look at me like I'm a freak. And so I'm glad that you brought this up, Matt, from wherever you may be calling. You said Lola Bunny. I have another type of bunny, more like a rabbit. Her name is Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit.
She's a foxy human cartoon who's married to a rabbit who wears overalls and is friends with a human man who has cartoon bullets.
Right. When you said rabbit, my mind went straight to another rabbit some would have in mind. Maybe not those of our age, but maybe those a little younger, by the name of Officer Judy Hopps.
Oh.
And realistically, any mom character from a Pixar film, because they usually got a dump truck, is what I'm saying.
It sounds like you have a type. How old were you when you saw the film Zootopia?
Zootopia, I would say first time 17 or 18.
So Judy Hopps helped with your early sexual awakening, late sexual awakening, post?
I would say it only continued a trend that had been going.
Was this a confusing attraction, or did it kind of add up to?
Is it confusing? That's my next question. Should it be confusing?
You want me to answer that?
Yes.
Or should it be confusing? No. I mean, if I see nothing wrong with a man having needs and meeting those needs in the form of a piece of paper that has the drawing of another man on it.
I wouldn't go that far. Drawing from another man, you mean, or of another man? You said of.
Either.
Okay.
Either.
And not that there's anything wrong with that.
Katie, what cartoon rabbit opened up your sexual awakening?
Not to be weird about rabbits that we all seem to, identify with, but I think growing up, like Bugs Bunny, he's very active in things that he's doing. Yeah.
So, you like how active he is.
Sure.
Were you attracted to his wit?
Were you also attracted to the time when he dressed up as a lady bunny?
Oh. I think
you mean
his power
times
comes in his flexibility and as an actor as well, fictionally here. Yeah.
Just raw sexual energy, that rabbit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's rabbits are famously horny.
Yeah.
They famously have lots of children. They do.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, I think we get shift gears away from just the rabbits. There are others.
Other cartoons that ignite you sexually.
I imagine. What was the other character's name? The love interest character in the a Goofy movie. What was that? What was her name?
I got no clue, but she can get it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and that pizza that with the cheese.
Disagree. You disgusting human.
Well, I don't mean sexually. I just mean other types of hungers.
Mm. Interesting
And
point.
Pauly Shore's in that film.
Who?
Pauly Shore.
All right, then.
Yeah, agree to
Okay,
disagree.
so
Do you have a fear of being pants, Rocko?
Yeah, more fear than...
have you ever had your pants pulled down?
I have actually. In middle school gym, when we were all in the same uniforms, we were standing in line for some reason. Can't remember what it was. Somebody came up behind me and pantsed me, and actually, they got undies with it. So it was a full bare naked pants, and I reacted as any normal person would do. Immediately pulled both garments back to cover myself, spun around, and donkey kicked him in the nuts.
Wow.
With a full, it was almost a full 180-degree rotation of the leg. Just
it sounds like you had
all the way back and all the way forward, right into his nads.
Is that one of those where the shin makes contact?
It was mostly shin, yeah. The curve where the shin meets the ankle, it would hit him right there, and I hit him so hard he actually jumped up before he fell to his knees.
Sounds like a real Three Stooges kick.
It was a bit of a Three Stooges kick, but I don't think it felt that way. And as my mother always said, when I was young, I never started anything, but I sure as hell finished it.
You finished things.
Indeed.
With the other boys.
Maybe we could come back around to the other conversation when it comes to finishing things.
Mm-hmm.
Katie, get this freak off the line for me.
So what did you call me?
I didn't know what you
Katie,
said.
hang up on him.
Okay, Matt from caller ID.
Katie, hang up.
Austin, Texas. So see you. Good luck with the pants.
So we know where to find.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting caller. He had some good points. I think he's a deeply troubled individual, but he sounds like a fun guy, and usually the deeply troubled individuals are.
Yeah.
If nothing else, fun.
Mm-hmm.
He had some good points. I wish he had let me talk more if I had any kind of constructive criticism for him as a caller.
Yeah.
But that's the good thing about this show that no other show does is callers come in. We have no idea what they're going to ask us, and we kind of have to humor them so that they don't give us bad reviews. We always hope our callers especially give us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts and wherever podcasts are found. Katie, are we ready for the next caller?
We'll get to them in just a second. Let's break to an ad from a word from our sponsor.
The Call-In Radio Show podcast is brought to you by Silvio's Pawn Shop. Silvio's Pawn Shop buys your gold, your jewelry, your flat screen TVs, and we all know this about Silvio. Silvio wants you to know that at his pawn shop, he's now also buying cured meats, along with gold jewelry and different kind of candelabras and such, different guitars and your firearms. He's now buying cured meats. So if you have any cured meats lying around that you'd like to get rid of and get cash for, you can bring them in. He takes pork, beef, doner. Silvio's Pawn Shop on Malcolm X Boulevard will buy your cured meats. Katie, are you ready for the next caller?
Oh, yeah. Welcome back. We've got a caller on line 2. We've got John. What's his name? Jack. We've got Jack. Are you there?
Jack, are you on the line? Hello?
What?
All right. Don't...
What?
Jack, you called me.
This is not Jack.
What is your name, caller?
This is John.
Your name's John?
Yeah.
Where are you calling from, John?
The Walmart in Auburn.
Auburn, Alabama, I assume.
Yep.
You're calling from the Walmart.
Yep.
What are you buying?
Bunch of cleaning shit.
Okay, well, please don't cuss on this podcast. John from Auburn, Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm here for you. How can I help?
Do you think your parents truly love you?
Do I think my parents truly love me? My parents.
Do you think they're like proud of you?
The Paulson family. We came here from Poland.
No, you didn't.
We did. The Paulsons. There's a lot of war heroes in my family.
Oh, yeah?
And I've talked about this on the show a lot.
From the side that gave up immediately?
Say again? John from Auburn, please let me talk.
Yeah, because Rocko is Polish for...
Rocko is Polish. Well, we changed our name. When we immigrated here for obvious reasons.
Why did you immigrate?
I didn't immigrate. My family immigrated.
Okay.
No follow-up questions. Okay. My parents love me. They're
proud of you.
Well, they're no longer with us, if you must know.
That's not true.
It is true.
No, it's not.
Are you more or less sure that your parents love you after this caller?
I'm less sure that they love me. This kind of feels like a sign. John from Auburn, do you have anything else you'd like to talk about on this show? Maybe something less personal.
Unless it's about you, John. You can ask anything about, you can ask for advice.
Do you think you're a likable person?
I thought we said no personal questions, but I guess I have to answer. Yeah, I mean, I have a...
Because I don't.
Well, that's your opinion. I have a call-in radio show podcast. I mean, who else has one of those? Obviously, the good people...
Everybody with a MacBook and a...
Okay.
Everybody with a MacBook and anybody who thinks they have any type of personality.
Well, this guy's pretty mean. Well, I have a recording studio paid for by the good people at NPR.
And some pillows on the wall?
No, I haven't done that part yet, if you must know. John, I have a question for you. Usually I don't ask my callers questions. My question for you is, where do you get off?
What? What was that? You asked the question?
Where do you get off?
To ask you some hard-hitting questions.
Okay, what hard-hitting questions?
Find out what kind of person you really are.
Usually callers call in and ask just general questions. How do I feel about something? Not deep personal questions like, do your parents really love you?
How are your fans going to know whether they can trust you or not if your parents don't even love you?
Katie, will you hang up on this guy? He's too mean.
Sorry, I think you had the wrong number. I don't know if you get the point of the show. Okay.
That call was kind of brutal, Katie.
Yeah, you really hung in there, I mean, gotta remember that you're the host.
Do you think what he said is true?
Most
do you
of what
think
he
he's right?
Said was questions, so don't know.
Well, that makes me reflective.
Yeah, you might need to talk to your parents after this.
My parents both died. The Paulsons, Jim and Laura Paulson, both died in a tire fire, and it's just kind of a touchy subject.
Yeah, tire fires are usually...
They were smoking cigars in the tire. They were smoking cigars in the tire yard, and they were playing their favorite game. Do you remember their favorite game? They called it Gasoline Fight.
Fires. Oh.
They was jumping over tire fires, and they were playing Gasoline Fight and smoking their cigars. because they had just won the lottery, and so they were celebrating. But I guess it was the death lottery, like in that short story.
Sure, yeah.
You know?
You just put death on whatever it is, and yeah, it makes it a new term.
I think let's leave my parents' death to me.
Okay.
If that's all possible.
No arguing
maybe
here.
maybe we should
You
move
ready?
on in the show.
We'll take an ad break. Hey, we got to get that money from sponsors, so we're gonna.
We got to
be
get
right
this
back.
money.
Yeah, stay tuned.
The Call-In Radio Show podcast is brought to you in part by Dimitri's Sporting Goods Shop. Dimitri's Sporting Goods Shop has all of your sporting good needs on the corner of 1st and 2nd Street. Dimitri's Sporting Goods Shop wants to get you ready for your respective sports season. They have it all. They have catching equipment, soccer helmets, tennis gloves, basketball pads, football rackets, baseball masks, polo horses, racing horses, wooden bats, plaster bats, basketball hats, stopwatches, whistles, grandfather clocks, vintage shoes, discuses, javelins, spears. They have sand, AstroTurf, and their biggest seller at Dimitri's Sporting Goods Shop, collectible baseballs. They have a baseball that looks like Mickey Mouse with 2 ears. It is unthrowable. They have a baseball that looks like a globe, pre-World War I. The Ottoman Empire still on that baseball. And they have a collectible Rocky IV baseball on sale for just $89.99 right now at Dimitri's Sporting Goods Shop. Dimitri's Sporting Goods Shop for all your sporting goods needs. Okay, we're back with more Call-In Radio Show podcast. I think I was just a little frazzled after that last call. So, Katie, I'm sorry that during the pre-recorded ad break, I was so mean to you.
Yeah.
I would just like to apologize for my comments off microphone.
I see.
Yep. Maybe we can just hope the next caller is better and nicer and has the best question we've ever had on the show before. Do you have someone on the line?
Yeah, we've got Gabby. Gabby, are you there?
I'm here. Hi.
Hey, where are you
Gabby,
calling
where are you calling from?
Hell, Michigan.
Gabby from Helen, Michigan.
Hell, Michigan?
Yeah, she just said hell.
Hell, Michigan. Gabby, what if you were sent to hell, what would be the reason for that?
I was too pretty and cool and fun for heaven. People get jealous.
That's called the sin of pride. It's one of the 7 deadly sins. So is sloth. Gabby, calling from Hell, Michigan. This is he. How can I help you?
Well, Rocko, I just have a question. What are your thoughts on the 3 babies of film? Baby Groot, Baby Yoda, I guess that's not film, that's TV, and then Baby Grinch.
And Shirley Temple.
Excuse me. How dare
you? What was the third one?
Baby Grinch.
Baby
and
Grinch.
Then tell me your thoughts on the 3, and then your favorite and why. You can rank them if you'd like, but that's my question.
Okay.
Yeah, great question, Gabby.
This is also kind of a personal question, but so I have to choose between Baby Groot, Baby Grinch, and Baby Yoda.
Yes.
Well, these are all green babies. That's my first thought. So there's no way to knock them down from there. Next, I go to the ears. One has ears. That's Baby Yoda. Now let's talk about time frame.
Baby Groot is brown. Just thought I'd let you know that.
Is he a plant, Gabby?
He's a tree.
And what color are trees?
Brown.
Yeah. When they animate him, though, or like when you see him on a cup or whatever, he's green.
Gabby, can I call you Gabby?
You cannot.
Now I don't know how to start the sentence without an address. I just noticed you're asking these questions about babies. What baby do you like? Who's a baby? Who's green? Which baby is green? Does this have anything to do with your, do you want babies, or is this a way of you saying you don't want babies?
So is it because I'm a woman that you feel like you need to ask me about my reproductive opinions?
I mean,
You think
I
that I'm
can
getting
have.
old, that my biological clock is ticking, and therefore I need to start having children because that's what makes me a woman, the lady from hell?
Well, I hadn't thought of that per se.
I just want to know about your opinion on my 3 favorite babies.
Um,
Oh, but we're talking about
well,
baby,
I
singular.
like singular baby.
Yeah. Gabby, do you need... Can I call you Gabby?
You may.
Do you want a baby?
Yeah, is that a better question?
Do I want a baby ever?
Like a human?
Just
or it could be
around.
like a
Do you want one
dog.
around?
Sure, I do.
Which of these babies would you want as like a nephew?
Baby Yoda.
Why is that?
Because he's small and he's got big ears and he
They're all
doesn't say
babies.
much. Excuse me?
Oh, is another reason because he has a diaper and can't eat solid foods? Is that another reason why you like that specific
Another
baby?
reason is that he has powers. Like he could get you to stop talking while I'm talking with his
like
powers.
all babies. Here are my thoughts. Now, Baby Grinch, he's the ugliest baby. Then you have Baby Groot, who looks kind of like a tiki torch that went bad. And then you have Baby Yoda, who kind of looks like he's got those big black eyes. He's got wrinkles as a baby, which a lot of babies have wrinkles, but not because they're old. Do you understand?
I do.
Like he's an old baby. Now let's talk about the garments they wear. Baby Yoda's the only one who has the decency to wear clothes, as far as I know.
No, Baby Groot wears some clothes.
What clothes does he wear? Leaves?
In Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he wears that little suit when he's in Yondu's ship during the mutiny. He wears that little outfit.
So you're one of these callers, okay.
I just thought I'd let you know what's going wrong with what you're saying. I don't want you to be embarrassed on your own show. You know, that's so, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. But I just want to help you with that.
Yeah. Okay. Like a fact checker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This is great. You're doing great with weeding out the crazies, Katie, when they call in.
Uh-huh.
The main thing about babies is the grabbing. Do you understand?
The grabbing?
The grabbing.
Grabbing what?
That babies grab. I don't know what to tell you. Gabby, Katie's signaling to me. I'd love to keep you on the line, but we're going to take a quick sponsor break. Can we return to this call after that?
If you so please.
All right, please stay on the line. You are our most consistent caller. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsor. The Call-In Radio Show podcast is brought to you in part by Wild West Town in Orlando, Florida. Now open. Wild West Town is an authentic cowboy experience for you and your loved ones. You can go and learn what it's like to be in a Western film. They've got it all. Cowboys, guns with only one bullet left, horses, ponies, pennies, horses with saddles, three-legged horses, Beatrice, the man who holds the world record for longest fingernails, Robert Kardashian, a John Wayne impersonator, Betty Boop cartoons, Salman Rushdie, cigarettes, saloons with swinging doors, racial stereotypes, tumbleweeds, cacti, medical marijuana, tax rebates, cattle drives, the new 2020 Buick Enclave, hats, vaudeville shows, Zasparelli, people who aren't looking for any trouble, deputies, and a whole lot of motorcycles. Check out Wild West Town in Orlando, Florida, now open for you and your family. Welcome back. Katie, how was your ad break?
It's a nightmare every time.
Oh. What are those babies that there's a device, it's like an electronic device, and you raise a baby on it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Alarm
It's
clocks.
like an egg, like when you keep an egg as a baby. It's not an alarm clock. Gabby, do you know what I'm talking about?
I think it's
Like
pronounced
Neopets?
it's a Nintendogs.
I think that's it. Nintendo Ninja Pets. Is that what you guys said?
It's close enough.
All Rocko knows is talking in the third person on his radio show podcast.
Speaking in the third person, just like your parents taught you.
Yeah, they did teach me that right before they tragically passed away.
Okay, I think that's enough about your past. Okay, keep on going.
Sorry. As I was saying, okay, maybe one of you guys should talk for a minute.
Katie, I have a question for you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Why do we park in the driveway, but we drive in the parkway?
I think that joke isn't any good for people like me.
Katie, how much more time do we have on the show today?
We're kind of running out of time. Gabby, this might be a good time if you had some quick questions. You could throw as much at Rocko as you'd like. And we'll just see what we can do.
Rocko.
Yeah, in like two minutes maybe. Gabby, you got any quick questions?
Okay, Rocko. I do. What are your thoughts on cashmere?
It's good and red.
How long is pizza good in the fridge?
72 hours.
What is pickleball, and why should we care?
It was a game invented by retirement homes to keep old people alive so that they can make more money.
Good point.
I don't know if I have any more rapid fire questions. I think you pretty much.
Come on, you got more. I know you do.
Well, that's an accusation. I don't think we know each other well enough for you to be saying things like that about me.
Are y'all on a first name basis now?
No. We could have been with the bonding we just had, but then he went and accused me of having more things to say when I have nothing left.
Accuse.
Yeah.
I accused you of nothing but being the best caller we ever had.
That's true.
Thank you, but I don't think that I have the strength to carry that title.
It's not really one you get to choose. It's kind of given to you.
So I just don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Like
being held here
Spider-Man.
against my will.
Yeah,
like
it's like
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm in. Cool.
But instead of web slinging, you dial a phone, which any idiot can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any final words for our caller from hell?
No, I'd like her off the line, please. If you could hang up on her.
She was the best. Okay, bye, Gabby.
Okay. Bye.
Well, boy, she is a real piece of work. Let's sign off the way we always sign off, with a short little song, the song that we always sing.
Mm-hmm.
Sing it with me, Katie.
Okay.
If you've got a problem, call in. Well, keep up the tempo with me. Call in to our show. If you need an answer, you know where to go. Call our show. Call our show. You know that's the only
answer.
Rate us on wherever podcasts are found. Give us 5 stars, not 3 stars, not 4 stars, maybe 2 stars.
Only 5 stars.
5 stars. Because we're stars in our heart.
in our hearts.
And so, and here's the
No.
bridge. We've got a radio show. We've got a radio show. And we really
Radio show.
desperately need you to call. It's Rocko Paulson and
5
Katie
stars.
on the podcast radio show. Doop 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 boop ba da ba da ba doop doop. All right, sing it. Sing the chorus with me, Katie. That was verse 1. Now let's sing the chorus.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Call in radio show podcast. Call in radio show podcast. It's the best.
It's the best.
Podcast. Verse 2.
Yeah.
It's radio podcast. We have some guests. And they call and hopefully they'll be nice to me because I'm in a kind of sensitive place right now with Katie and Rocky.
Don't mention the parents. Just keep giving 5 stars. Radio show.
You know, my father was Gary Paulson, author of Hatchet.
Wow. And then your mother was Sarah Paulson? I don't know who that is. I just recognize the name.
Oh, the actress?
It's an actress, right?
She's in Ocean's 8.
Yeah.
Yep. My parents, Gary Paulson, author of Hatchet, no longer with us, and Sarah Paulson, actor in Ocean's 8 and others, also no longer with us because they celebrated winning the lottery by smoking cigars around gasoline
Jumping over tire fires.
yard. Jumping over the tire fire. They were training for Survivor.
Debatable,
and
I
that's
guess.
what did them in.
Yeah.
What's debatable? That they died? You think they might still be alive?
They jumped over the tire fire. But also, now, like, training for Survivor, it's safe to say their training did not work.
Wait, what?
Sorry, sensitive. It was in the song to not bring it up. But every time you mention it, I just
because
run with it.
They are deceased. Don't mention my dead parents.
They're not survivors.
They kicked the bucket, and it makes me sad. They are not survivors. They were training for Survivor, and that's how they died in the tire fire.
We are not survivors. Okay.
That's the end of the show. That was the Call-In Radio Show podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. We have a little tag for you here at the end. Before we get there, I just want to thank Matt Purvis, John Carter, Gabby Shovarelli, Katie Corbin, Rocko Paulson, as always, JT and Becca Mercer for the theme song, and the unpaid intern here at the Premise Podcast who makes everything happen. His name is Moose Kosh. He is a very good man, and he keeps the lights on here with his inheritance. So thank you to Moose Kosh and everyone else who helped out with this episode. I'm going to leave you with the most frustrating part of this episode for Moose Kosh to edit was the part with John Carter, or I guess I shouldn't use his last name. Whatever. The most frustrating part for Moose Kosh to edit was the part with John, because he didn't understand what was going on. He didn't know who Rocko was. He didn't know what he was supposed to do, and so therefore he reverted to what he does best, which is being mean and dumb. So Moose Kosh had to edit a lot of that out, but what follows is the unedited version of John's portion of this podcast, which, by the way, he didn't have access to a computer, which is fine. but he tried to use his phone, which doesn't work for the system we use, so I had to put my speakerphone up to the microphone because of this man. And really it worked out because he was the only one who sounded like he was calling. But the thing that you need to know is he's bothersome and he is problematic. He's hard to be around, and he did this to us. So here's the unedited version of his call.
Yeah. Welcome back. We've got a caller on line 2. We've got John. What's his name? Jack. We've got Jack. Are you there?
Jack, are you on the line? Hello?
What?
All right, hey. Don't...
What?
Jack, you called me.
This is not Jack.
What is your name, caller?
This is John.
Your name's John?
Yeah.
Where are you calling from, John?
The Walmart in Auburn.
Auburn, Alabama, I assume.
Yep.
You're calling from the Walmart.
Yep.
What are you buying?
Bunch of cleaning shit.
Okay, well, please don't cuss on this podcast. John from Auburn, Alabama. Yeah. I'm here for you. How can I help?
I mean, you told me to call you, Bo.
John.
Yeah, do you have a...
I told you to come up with questions to ask.
Do you think your parents truly love you?
Do I think my parents truly love me? My parents...
Do you think they're, like, proud of you?
You know, the Paulson family, you know, we came here from Poland.
No, you didn't.
We did. The Paulsons, you know, there's a lot of war heroes in my family.
Oh, yeah?
And I've talked about this on the show a lot.
On the side that gave up immediately?
Say again? John from Auburn, please let me talk.
Yeah, because Rocko is Polish for...
Rocko is Polish. Well, we changed our name. When we immigrated here for obvious reasons.
Why did you immigrate?
I didn't immigrate. My family immigrated.
Okay.
That no follow-up questions. Okay. My parents love me. They're
proud of you.
Well, they're no longer with us, if you must know.
That's not true.
It is true.
No, it's not.
Yeah, John.
Your parents?
John from Auburn.
Rocko, are you more or less sure that your parents love you after this caller?
I'm less sure that they love me. This kind of feels like a sign. John from Auburn, do you have anything else you'd like to talk about on this show? Maybe something less personal.
Unless it's about you, John.
Well,
you can ask anything about, you can ask for advice.
Do you think you're a likable person?
Do what? Okay, just so you know, John can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, that makes sense now.
Who can't hear me?
Because I have headphones in, yeah. I thought I should tell you at some point. What was your question, John?
Do you think you're a likable person? Like, do you think your friends like you?
I thought we said no personal questions, but I guess I have to answer. Yeah, I mean, I have a...
Because I don't.
Well, that's your opinion. I have a call-in radio show podcast. I mean, who else has one of those? Obviously, the good people
with a MacBook and a...
Okay.
Everybody with a MacBook and anybody who thinks they have any type of personality.
Well, this guy's pretty mean. Well, I have a recording studio paid for by the good people at NPR.
And some pillows on the wall?
No, I haven't done that part yet, if you must know. John, I have a question for you. Usually I don't ask my callers questions. My question for you is, where do you get off?
What? What was that? That's the question.
Where do you get off?
Oh, I want to say something, Bo, but
Not Bo. John, just so you know, my name is Rocko Paulson for this. Don't ask me why.
What? Not Bo Seagrass?
No.
Since when is it not Bo Seagrass?
It's just not. That's why I'm not answering these real.
Oh, okay. Well. I just feel like, Bo, I need to ask you some hard-hitting questions.
Okay, what hard-hitting questions?
Find out what kind of person you really are.
Usually callers call in and ask just general questions. How do I feel about something? Not deep personal questions like, do your parents really love you?
Well, Bo, how are your fans going to know whether they can trust you or not if your parents don't even love you?
Katie, will you hang up on this guy? He's too mean.
Sorry, I think you had the wrong number. I don't know if you get the point of the show. Okay.